Pasuk says, "Re'ei nosati lefanecha hayom es hachayim v'es hatov v'es hamavis v'es hara." See, I placed before you today the life and the goodness and the death and badness, ra. And then later on in Pasuk, a few psukim later, Pasuk Yutes, "Hayidaisu b'chem hayom es hashemayim." I called for witness the heavens and the earth. I have placed before you chayim v'hamavis ad levanach. I placed before you life and death, bracha and klala, blessings and curses. And you should choose life. You should choose the blessing. You should choose the life, so that you should live, you, Ata, V'zarecha, you and all of your descendants. Interesting, so that a few weeks ago, when we read Parshas Re'eh, right at the beginning of Parshas Re'eh, we had a very similar pasuk. Re'eh anochi nasein lefnechem hayom, bracha klala. See, I've placed before you today blessings and curses. And the Torah explains just like it does in our parsha. The blessing is if you keep, the bracha is if you go on the path of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, if you keep his mitzvahs and you keep his Torah. And the klal is if you don't, if you go off the path. Here also it says the same thing, but there's a major difference. Here, the Torah introduces a new element to this blessing and the curses. It's not only blessing and cursing, there's life and death. If you choose blessing, if you choose tov, you choose blessing, you choose life. Chas v'shalom, a person chooses the other way, he chooses klala, he chooses death. How come the added detail of having life and death added to the blessing, to the bracha and the klala that we already read about in Parshas Re'eh? Meshech Chochmah says, he brings from the Vilna Gaon. The Vilna Gaon explains the Mishnah Pirkei Avos. Mishnah Pirkei Avos says, Akavim and Ma'alal. It says, before who we will give din v'cheshben. The third thing, Ma'ayin Basa, Ma'ayin Lana Tahilach. And the third point is, who are you going to give din before whom will you give din v'cheshben? Din v'cheshben means judgment and accounting. Isn't that the same thing? Vilna Gaon says no. Judgment and accounting, din and cheshbon, are two separate things. Judgment is a person did something wrong. He has to explain to HaKadosh Baruch Hu why that happened. He had a yitzhara, he had a desire, something happened, he made a mistake. Okay, that's the din. But then there's a cheshbon. While you were occupied and you were wasting time on the stupidities of violating the Isurei Torah, you could have been doing something productive. You could have been learning Torah. You could have been doing mitzvahs. That's cheshbon. There's a separate din. There's a separate judgment for the cheshbon, for the accounting of the time that you wasted, that you could have been involved in something positive. That, says the Vilna Gaon, is the explanation of the Mishnah. Lifnei miyata also litin din v'cheshbon. Says the Meshech Chochmah, based on this Vilna Gaon, that we can take the Vilna Gaon one step further. It says, imagine HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us the opportunity on Yom Kippur to do tshuva. It's the one day a year where there's no Satan. Hashem says, I'm canceling the power of the Satan. He cannot do anything to stop you from doing tshuva. Go and do tshuva. And a person doesn't do proper tshuva on that day. Says the Meshech Chochmah, taking into account what the Vilna Gaon says, not only will he get punished for wasting his time and not doing tshuva, he'll get punished for not taking the opportunity. He could have cleansed himself. He could have gotten rid of all of his averis, and he didn't do it. Says the Meshech Chochmah, maybe it's even worse than the actual avera itself. The avera itself, there were reasons, there were factors that caused him to sin. But now there's no factors not to do tshuva on the one day a year that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives him the opportunity to do tshuva. Of course, every time a person has an opportunity to do tshuva, but specifically on Yom Kippur, says the Meshech Chochmah, a person doesn't take the opportunity. It's possible that it's even worse than the avera itself. Alexander Zusha Friedman Hashem Yikaim Domov in the Sefer Ma'ayin Shel Torah brings the words of the Meshech Chochmah, and he says that perhaps this is what's happening in our parsha. We just read in the beginning of Perek Lamed. We started from Pasuk Yudalet, Pasuk Tetzvav. But if you start from the beginning of the parsha, how many times in this parsha is repeated and discussed the idea of tshuva? Says the Pasuk Beis, "V'shafta ad Hashem Elokecha v'shamata b'kola." You will return to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and you will listen to His voice. Pasuk Ches, "V'ata toshev v'shamata," and you shall return and listen to the voice of Hashem. Pasuk Yud, two psukim later, Ki sishma b'kol Hashem Elokecha lishma mitzvaysav, Ki sashav el Hashem Elokecha. You return to Hashem b'chol levavcha v'chol nafshcha, and of course the famous pasuk Yudalet, Ki karev elecha adavar moed b'ficha levavcha la'asaysa. It's very close. It's very easy for you to do tshuva. Tshuva is so available to you. You have to do tshuva. Then says the Ma'ayin Shel Torah, says Rabbi Friedman, that's why the pasuk says right away, aha, now that I explained to you how easy it is and how available it is for you to do tshuva, so now we're hiring the stakes. We're hiring the stakes. It's no longer just blessings and curses, bracha and klala. It's life and death. A person doesn't take the opportunity to do the tshuva, he's not only going to get a klala, chas v'shalom, he'll get maves. Like the Meshech Chochmah says, we're talking about maves, the maves which lasts everlasting death. But on the other hand, the person does take the opportunity, does the tshuva, he'll get not only bracha, but he'll get everlasting chayim. He'll get chayim aruchim, which is chayim in olam hazeh, and chayim in olam haba. We know that we begin this week to say Slichas. This is the week, the last chance to prepare ourselves for Rosh Hashanah, the Seres Yimei Tshuva. The person takes the opportunity, or in Mirz Hashem, will be blessed not only with the brachas, chas v'sholom, not the klolos, will be blessed with the brachas, and not chas v'sholom with everlasting death, but everlasting life. L'chaim, aruchim, good Shabbos. Please don't forget to subscribe. You'll get the video every week by subscribing. Put a like. Thank you very much. Good Shabbos.